This is the Altitude Daily Podcast. Everything you can't miss from today on Altitude Sports Radio. Mosher, Lombardi, and Coen.
If I told you the NFL in week 15 was going to say, we're going to take a break, and we're going to have all of these players play a tackle football game where they represent their home states, and it's going to be Team Florida versus Team California and Team Colorado and Team whatever, we would all say, the hell are you talking about? We're having guys play an actual football game 2 weeks before the playoffs start.
I get it,
We
man.
wouldn't say, oh, it's cool and competitive and this is so much better than a Pro Bowl. We'd say, this is the stupidest thing you could do because I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. Like, the risk that you have for something that ultimately doesn't matter is what I'm talking about. It's just a fun thing. And when people bring up Pro Bowls and All-Star games, those aren't for the fans.
What about the
That's
Olympics?
an extra avenue for the leagues to make money.
Like Team USA is going to get back together for the Winter
in the
Olympics
offseason.
with the NFL crew, right?
I have no
or the
problem with
NHL
something.
crew.
If it's the offseason, I got no problem with it. I have an issue specifically at this time in the calendar. Like the Avs, here's what we said heading into this break. We said, you know what's going to be great is that after this Four Nations, it looks like Josh Manson, Val Nichushkin are going to be back in the lineup. The Avs are going to be fully healthy. Well, what happens if something happens? Then what?
Yeah, but
Then we're right back
that
in the same
happens
place.
any game could man. Nathan
But
McKinnon could be walking to Tim Hortons and fall over
I would
and
accept
break
that.
a pinky or something.
I would
man.
accept if he tripped over ice and broke his pinky going to Tim Hortons would be a more acceptable injury than getting hurt in this fake tournament.
No,
That's what
man.
I'm telling you.
No, it's not a fake tournament. Like, these guys care. It matters. And it's great. Like, I don't understand. Like, the Bertinelli philosophy is if it feels good, do it, man. And this feels good. So let's do it. This feels great,
I think the
man.
government would disagree with some of that.
No, I'm just saying, man. Like, USA pounding Finland last night. That's great. An overtime win for Canada 2 nights ago. Nathan McKinnon scores 56 seconds into that
I
thing
think that's cool.
from Crosby and McDavid. No, this is great, man. We should have more of this. Like, I didn't know how I was going to feel when the Four Nations came around because I'm like, I was the same kind of way. I was like, man, you know what? I'm kind of involved in this NHL season. I don't know if I care about this four. But nah, man, as soon as they drop the puck and you can tell that the players care and the coaches care, then it makes you care.
Texture says they would be playing games anyway, Brett. But yes, they would be playing games in the stuff that matters to you, like things that have an actual impact. And I understand the players care. They do.
Don't you want to see the best against the best? These are the best players on the planet playing against each other, man.
I'd love to see it, not when my team's going for a Stanley Cup.
The Altitude Daily. The Morning Sprint.
If the Jets cut Davante Adams, you should be breaking doors down to try and sign that dude.
It sounds crazy.
Because he's 34.
It sounds crazy
Or
because
he will be, no, is he 33? Turning 33 soon?
I got it right here.
He just turned 32 in December.
Okay.
So he'll be 33 in the middle of the season.
He just completed his 11th season, correct? So this would be year 12.
Yes.
2014 was year,
Yes.
this would be year 12.
17 game average. 99 receptions, 1,200 yards, 11 scores.
The model of consistency. And I would argue that outside of this strange outlier year of the Raiders not having a quarterback, him being a malcontent, him being sick and tired of not competing in Las Vegas, and then following Aaron Rodgers to what ended up being a whole bunch of
Just
drama.
a dumpster fire.
But even then, man, even amongst that drama, the dude still caught the ball 67 catches for nearly 900 yards in 11 games. Davante Adams is still respected by receivers and quarterbacks in the National Football League and defensive backs as a guy that you are scared to death of.
Respected enough to take over your number one spot. He's in the conversation, man.
The lazy take is that he's washed. All you got to do is look at the numbers and say Davante Adams is not washed at all.
The only way he stays in New York is if the Jets sign Sam Darnold.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's gone. They're going to cut him. It's so easy to cut him. Like, that's the most edible dead cap for a $38 million cap hit. It is. You have to eat $8 million over the course of 2 seasons. That's it.
I think Davante Adams and Sean Payton would be a great fit.
Take out a
pro,
hatchet and break the door down to sign that guy.
and you get different body types, because Davante Adams is 6'1", 215, and then Cortland's humongous, 6'5", 223 pounds. You got different body types. You got a true number one that's a route running son of a gun that understands how to break down coverages, understands leverage, understands catch points. Davante Adams is a receiver savant, the highest level of football intelligence at the receiver position in the National Football League.
And if the Jets are paying that ticket, he ain't going to cost as much as T. Higgins is.
Nope.
You can do this.
The Altitude Daily. Columbus, Hastings, and DMAC.
Just hit me that Brett Kane and Berto kind of sound like the same person a little bit, huh? Like their voices are pretty similar.
He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong about any
Which
of
one,
it.
Berto or Kane?
Well, they're both. I don't know.
What?
Brett. I'm talking about Brett.
He's not wrong about what?
Brett's not wrong about the insane risk that these players are taking, playing in a totally manufactured tournament that just was made up out of thin air.
That's kicking ass.
Relatively speaking.
I saw the average NHL rating was like 500,000, so $1 million would double it.
Okay.
There's no doubt the effort that's going into the game. And by the way, nanny boo boo. Somebody said Jake Ottinger is from Team Canada.
You got to stop.
Pound Sand, he's from Minnesota.
I'll tell you, you got to stop, and I'll tell you why. You are the exact same dude that was sitting there yelling at Jamal Murray for playing for Team Canada. You're the exact same dude that was sitting there talking about how stupid this is that he's going up there and playing for Team Canada right now when he's already banged up and needs to get back from injuries and all that. And now we're sitting here talking about praising these guys for going out and putting their bodies on the line in a highly violent sport, 10 times more violent than basketball ever was, right in the middle of the season.
That's fair. Jamal was banged up though going in there.
What's the difference though? I mean, what's the difference between banged up going in and being banged up coming out?
Well, what if you don't get banged at all? Happy Valentine's Day, Dan.
Whoa. That was good.
I don't know, man. It just feels different.
Those flowers that you got your wife better be pretty special.
That was one of your better ones.
I tell you what. I don't know, bro. Listen, I'm just know what I know when I'm watching it, and I think it looks awesome. I remember what I was saying about Jamal. Listen, if Nathan McKinnon was struggling with like a hamstring or some sort of issue, maybe I feel like Brett, but he's not. And I get it. It would suck to see them get hurt, but I am so entertained by these games. It's ridiculous. So,
well, that's cool.
And I think that's where Berto's coming from. Like, hey, man.
How would you feel if the Avalanche were a little bit more steady right now? How would you feel if going into this thing we felt about the Avalanche the way we do about the Denver Nuggets?
I'd probably feel the same. I think I would feel the same. Like, to me, I don't know. I'm watching these. It's only a small sample. It's 2 games. But it's by far the best hockey I've watched all year.
I mean, we're not talking about like a singular controlled game where these guys are going out there and nobody's really putting anything at risk. What is it, 6 games? 7 games?
7 total games.
7 total games.
Yeah. The most games any player would play in is 4.
The Altitude Daily. Kreckman and Lindahl.
And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right? And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality.
So let's recap what we just heard there. First off, we always go with biting kneecaps. We forget he was talking about taking the kneecap clean off. Now, I don't know who we're fighting, okay? And I'm not going to tell you I'm the biggest MMA fighter or fighter fan out there. I think if you were to take one kneecap off, I don't know who the hell you're fighting that hasn't debilitated them. But in his scenario there, you come back up with biting the kneecap. You take 2 shots, you're back down. Mm-hmm. On your way back up, the other kneecap's gone. So you're now fighting something with no kneecaps. But you're taking 3 shots. Apparently, whatever this person or whoever this is, they deliver a hell of a blow because you're back again. Now you're just free to take whatever chunk you want.
You're fighting the Black Knight from Monty Python is what you're doing. And
there you go. Yeah.
We'll call it a draw. That's the guy that you're fighting now. So, in case anybody forgot, like Dan Campbell, again, we heard that and we were like, the hell is this meathead talking about? They're 15-2 this year.
He's been biting a lot of kneecaps off.
Your entire defense got hurt.
Or it could have been different.
And you lost to the Manders, but the Lions still have a top, 4 roster in the NFL. They're contending this year. They could win it all next year. You keep Aiden Hutchinson on the field, you don't lose 11 dudes off your defense, you got a chance. So Liam Coen is the new coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, they have a chant there. They say Duval, okay? Because it's Duval County, that whole thing. And Liam Coen decided I'll try and butter up my fans, show them I'm one of them. I can chant Duval. I can do it. The problem was it sounded like this.
Jacksonville, the community, Duval.
Weird face, too. Real weird face.
Yeah, the eyes were beyond creepy.
Weird face.
Don't look at me that way, dude.
Uh-huh.
Don't look at anybody that way.
Yeah.
Awkward. Don't look at a plate of macaroni that way.
But I don't remember a single other soundbite from one of the introductory press conference where I was like, that's cringe.
Yeah.
No,
What's this guy's deal?
Liam Coen has won the head coaching press conference circuit by being the biggest weirdo out there. Trevor Lawrence is on his way to winning an MVP, and the Jags are going to an AFC championship game in the next 2 years. If we're to believe the criteria of when you get hired, you have to sound like an idiot.
Duval.
Look, I can't argue against it. You and I made a lot of fun of Sirianni and Campbell.
How'd that work out?
And
for
look
us?
who's laughing now.
Exactly.
Not us.
Mm-hmm. Liam Coen. Put this man in Canton. He's on his way. He knew what he was doing.
I'm a big ham guy.
I forgot about that drop.
See, he likes the bone-in ham we were talking about
He does.
yesterday.
He does. Dan Campbell would eat a bone-in ham.
Spiral cut, all that. Yeah.
Sure would. Mm-hmm.
You've been listening to The Altitude Daily. Catch us live weekdays on 92.5 FM, the Altitude Sports Radio app, twitch.tv/AltitudeSR, youtube.com @Altitude Sports Radio, and your favorite smart speaker. Say Altitude Sports Radio.